In 1979, a Battlestar Galactica comic strip series premiered in Europe that was so offbeat and weird that Universal Studios deemed it inappropriate for American audiences. Let's talk about that series right now. Hi everyone, welcome to Battlestar Galactica. If you are a fan of the original Battlestar Galactica universe, then please consider subscribing to my channel, sharing this episode with your fellow Galactica fan, and please giving it a thumbs up. In October of 1979, a very popular British children's magazine called Look-In began serializing a comic strip based on Battlestar Galactica. Over the course of 52 issues, 4 different Battlestar Galactica storylines were featured in 2-page comic strips. While the series looked partially like Battlestar Galactica, it was not the Battlestar Galactica that we were used to in North America. Much different in tone than the Marvel Comics Battlestar Galactica series, this strip was pessimistic, dark, and sometimes even nightmarish. Ships and characters varied greatly from the style guide provided by Universal Studios, and even some of the main cast of characters had different personality traits. In one story, a wisecracking Starbuck went from being heroic to a coward who lost his nerve. In that same story, Colonel Tai became an antagonist of Commander Adama, actually threatening his command. It just didn't make sense. There is even one story where the Cylons appear to be bleeding when blasted. Now, by the time Universal Licensing became aware of the comic strip's problems, it was much too late. A full year's worth of comic strips had been published. After voicing their concerns, Universal Licensing, as well as the management of Look-In magazine, mutually agreed upon the termination of the Battlestar Galactica comic strip license. This was no problem for the magazine, who believed that the strip had run its course, but Universal Studios still wanted a presence on European newsstands and granted the Battlestar Galactica territorial rights to Marvel Comics. Marvel simply reprinted their US material throughout Europe to great success, and Universal Studios was more than happy. Now, what about the actual Battlestar Galactica stories that Look-In magazine published? Are they really that bad? Now, today they are rather tame, nothing out of the ordinary, but I can see why Universal was upset back in 1979. Battlestar Galactica was a very hot and popular property throughout Europe. The movies were doing extremely well at the box office, and the TV series was being rolled out in different countries to much success. Universal Licensing wanted a homogenized version of the Battlestar Galactica universe, and the Look-In Battlestar Galactica comic strip simply was much too different to fit that narrative. Now, Universal Studios owns the rights to this material, and to date, no official reprint has ever been issued in North America. I hope you enjoyed this story, everyone. Please let me know in the comments below if you have ever read the Look-In Battlestar Galactica comic strips. I'll see you in the next episode. Have a great Galactica day, everyone.